Ugly day again for crude oil. Copper also getting slammed. A quarter-long rally in both the economically sensitive assets has disappeared like overnight. Scott Bauer is joining us, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy from the CME. So Scott, should we be revising all of our economic assumptions now to be of slowness and weakness? Because something's going on here with copper and crude that seems like all hopes are off.
Well, in terms of revisions, Oliver, you look at short term, are you looking at 2020 and beyond? Certainly over the next month, maybe the first quarter, yes, I can see where some revisions could start to come into line, all based on the coronavirus here. I mean, look at copper here. Copper is truly the most vulnerable commodity out there, probably, to the entire Chinese economy. So, if this is going to extend on a week, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, let's hope it's on the shorter end of that, obviously, then yeah, there's going to be a major impact there. What's it going to do in terms of the rest of the year, another 11 months, or going out to 2021? I think the jury's still out in that.
Okay, this is, I think, an interesting point, which is, it's, to a certain extent, we just kind of have to wait, basically, Scott, right? I mean, nobody knows. None of us here are, epidemiologists. We don't know how this plays out. We just kind of have to watch the cases go and, I guess, assume in the short term that the number of coronavirus cases or the spread of coronavirus is going to be indirectly related to asset prices, right? The more the number there are, the lower prices go down.
Yeah, more than likely. And, reports coming out of China today is that it's, a very, very large portion of the country, not just, where the virus started in Wuhan province there, but a very large portion is now really just kind of shutting down. So obviously the economy is going to get affected by this. But again, is this going to last a week, a month, 3 months? Hopefully it's not a long time here, but there, across the board, there's certainly a plethora of things you can look at in terms of how bad is this going to hit the Chinese economy. Now, how does it affect global economy? That's a whole nother story now.
Yeah. All right. So we see bonds get the bid. We see gold get the bid. Scott Bauer, you know what else is getting the bid? We got BTC.
Is it that
6%.
crypto thing?
Right?
Yeah. So a couple things here. It really held, and we're talking about Bitcoin here, everybody. It really held at that 8,200 level, which had been a fairly significant support level after it ran up to 88, dropped back down to 83. What I don't like, though, Oliver, is that this run up today of 4%, 5%, whatever we're seeing, is on a fear trade, as opposed to either something more fundamental or something more technical. I don't like that it's the fear trade here. So, I don't say this often. If anything here, I'd be cautious to the short side on this run up today.
So you're cautious on the short side, meaning what, you want to fade the run up in Bitcoin?
I would. Now, 9,200 is the next significant technical level here. Everyone's thinking 10,000 and above here. 9,200 is the next significant level. But you know what? Again, just like the rest of the market here, what happens if overnight tonight, hopefully, I don't know that this is going to happen, or overnight tomorrow night, we get an announcement that, one of the major drug makers, per se, has something that may help, or the CDC sees this calming down. Does that mean Bitcoin automatically goes down 5% because it was a fear trade? I think there's a lot of FOMO built into this run up on the fear trade right here, and I'd just be very cautious of it.
Hey, well, if we look at the long-term chart again for a year, BTC is like one of those trends that still seems to be in place. But to your point, if we get to 92, if we break above the previous pop that we had in Bitcoin, then suddenly this trend of lower highs and lower lows has a potential to break. So I think it's a pretty interesting moment here, because we saw gold break out to multi-year highs. Bonds have jumped over their previous high, but that's about it. We don't really know which way they're trending. Looks like maybe it might be about to reverse, but Bitcoin here among the three that I like to talk about together is still technically at a lower high.
It is, and you have to watch it real closely, and we know the swings we can get. We know the volatility we can get. Again, I just don't like this massive push here based solely on the fear trade, and there's nothing else I see right here from a fundamental, technical, a news aspect, anything, that maybe the SEC is, going to grant a hedge fund or something. There's nothing else I see out there to propel this other than that fear trade right here and now.
All right, there we go. Scott Bauer, CEO, Prosper Trading Academy at the CME here in Chicago. Thank you, sir.